It's the helmet. Well, somehow it's got through that gap, I think. There's a gap there so the batsman can see the ball. Sometimes because they're wearing helmets, they don't keep their eye on the ball so that they can duck properly.
You can see there the umpire wiping the ball off. Moody Kurtzen just getting the blood off the ball and then describing to Steve Davis what's happened. So there'll be a bit of a headache there tonight for Vermeulen.
When they stand him up, they're going to have to start off by asking him to say what his name is. One or two other things. There'll be a red mist there, not normally the...
This was the Kumble blow. That hit straight onto his jaw. That hit nothing but the jaw. Perhaps just brushed the face guard on the way through. But he went for his second X-ray, and apparently the second X-ray now is...
Third time round, he takes him on. And it's not a good sight. That was quick from Lasith Malinga, the quicker of the bouncers. Lasith Malinga, he's walked away. It's not a great sight. He might have been the one delivering the blow, but as a person, you just don't want to see that happen to a batsman. First one.
At the SCG, playing for South Australia against New South Wales, when he went for a pull shot and missed, and he was hit in the lower left-hand side of his head. Now, the vision that you're going to see here wasn't actually broadcast, but it was being live streamed, hence why it's a little bit ropey. But you see him reeling away and then holding himself up before he falls flat on his face, seemingly unconscious. Obviously, the players rush in to help him, and medics are on hand very quickly. He was given mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and it's believed that he also stopped breathing out in the middle of the SCG. He was then flown to St Vincent's Hospital, where, as I said, he's in a critical condition. Teammates rushed to his side, including Michael Clark. Now, he was expected to...
Batsman Phil Hughes arrived at Sydney's St Vincent's Hospital in an induced coma at 3:30 p.m. and is currently in surgery after being struck on the head by a bouncer at the SCG earlier this afternoon while playing for South Australia in today's Boucher Sheffield Shield match at the SCG. A hospital spokesman confirmed Hughes had suffered a head injury and that Hughes was rushed into surgery after scans were taken. There were distressing scenes at the SCG, as the test hopeful and former Australian batsman was knocked out by a bouncer and stretchered from the ground at 2:23 p.m. Ambulance officials confirmed he was in a critical condition. At least 3 ambulances and a helicopter were on hand to treat the 25-year-old and transport him to St Vincent's Hospital. He was reportedly breathing with some assistance when he left the ground. Australian captain Michael Clark was one of the first people to arrive at the hospital and is comforting Hughes's sister and mother Virginia, who were at the SCG today. The opposing Blues players rushed in to help their former teammate and called for medical help from the dressing rooms when Hughes was felled by a bouncer by Sean Abbott when trying to execute a pull shot. Doctors attempted to resuscitate the South Australia batsman on the wicket and stopped the medical van on the boundary to continue treatment soon after. The NSW Blues released a statement saying Hughes had been taken to hospital via ambulance.
He actually got cleaned up in their first game against Somerset on tour. They're currently touring England as well. They'll be playing England in some test matches, and he copped a bail in the eye, and we understand that it was quite a bad scratching of the actual
Lacerated.
eyeball, so he's had to have surgery on his eye, and I think